Hello friends. Viswanathan Anand's victory over Sergey Karjakin in Wijk and Z 2006 is one of his greatest games. It is at par with his immortal game against Levon Aronian in 2013. Let us check the brilliant win versus Karjakin, which is also a greatest instructive Sicilian game. Karjakin with white pieces opens the pawn to e4. Anand responds with c5. After knight to f3, d6, d4, c takes d4, knight takes d4, knight to f6, knight c3, and a6, we have the Sicilian Najdorf on board. Although this is a very theoretical opening, we will mainly focus on the instructive attacks and counter-attacks by both the players. Karjakin goes bishop to e3, called English attack. White's main idea is to castle long and start a pawn storm against black king with f3, g4, etc. We have e5 attacking the knight, knight to b3, bishop to e6, developing bishop and controlling d5 square, f3, bishop to e7, queen to d8, short castle, long castle, and knight b to d7. Now, after completing the development, both players start a pawn storm against each other's kings with g4, b5, g5, p4. Main purpose of the pawn storm in such opposite side castle positions is to open lines for attack against the opponent king. The one who accomplishes this faster gets the upper hand. Both the players retreat their knights and continue the pawn storm. Here, Karjakin can capture bishop with f takes e6. After a takes b3, c takes b3, and f takes e6, it would lead to a very sharp position with chances for both sides. But he decides to go for knight b to d4, which is also a good option. After e takes d4, knight takes d4. If bishop takes a2, then knight c6. Excellent move. After queen c7 and knight takes e7 check, it is a good position for white. So Anand accepts the fact that his bishop is trapped and continues the pawn storm with b3. After king b1, b takes c2 check, knight takes c2, Anand plays a fantastic move. You can pause the video and try to figure it out. Anand has to give up his bishop, but he gives up in the best possible manner with bishop b3. Karjakin has to capture it with a takes b3. After a takes b3, Anand is the first one to open a file for potential attack on Karjakin's king. Karjakin shuts down a file with knight a3. Anand jumps his knight to e5. Karjakin continues pawn storm with h4. Anand goes rook a5, a nice move with the idea of queen a8. Karjakin plays queen to c3, a slight inaccuracy. But this position is so complex that even the engine takes a lot of time to decide. So it would be too harsh to criticize Karjakin for queen to c3. We have queen a8 by Anand, creating more pressure on the a file and also attacking the e4 pawn. Karjakin defends e4 with bishop to g2. Here, Anand finds another brilliant move. Please pause the video and try to find it. Anand plays knight to c7, offering knight sacrifice. If you found it, brilliant. If you can't, don't worry. Even the engine takes a lot of time to find it. The idea is to open more lines towards white king for attack and to activate the f8 rook to participate in the attack. After queen takes c7, Anand finds one more brilliant move. This time, it should be a bit easier for you to figure out. Anand plays rook c8, sacrificing bishop after the knight. After queen takes e7, Anand is two pieces down, but his queen and two rooks are staring at white king like hungry tigers. However, Anand needs one more piece to give a knockout blow. Anand does it by involving his knight with knight to c4. Now Karyakin's kingside defense is overwhelmed by black pieces. So he tries counterattack with g6. Anand has only one move to keep his winning advantage. Can you find it? H takes g6. Excellent move. Creating space for the king so that there are no backrank issues after g takes f7. After f takes g6, Anand goes knight takes a3 check. After b takes a3, rook takes a3. Karyakin cannot stop Anand's attack with bishop to d4 due to rook a1 check, bishop takes a1 and queen a2 checkmate. So he plays g takes f7 check. After king h7, Karyakin under promotes to knight with check. We have rook takes f8, queen takes f8 and rook a1 check. Anand doesn't care to capture white queen. He goes after the white king. We have king to b2, rook a2 check. Here, if king takes b3, then queen a4 check, king c3, rook c2 check, king d3, and queen c4 is a forced checkmate. So instead, Karyakin tries king to c3. Anand finishes perfectly with queen a5 check, king to d3, queen d5 check, king to d4, rook a4 check, king to c3, and queen c4 check. Karyakin surrenders as checkmate is unstoppable. If king to b2, then queen c2 is checkmate. And if king to d2, then rook a2 check, king e1, and queen e2 is checkmate. Apart from being Anand's great game, this game is also one of the most exemplary Sicilian defenses of all times. Hope you enjoyed it. Please click the subscribe button to watch more such exciting games. Bye and take care.